Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your February career and money reading. So let's begin by taking a look at your overall energies for the month of February in your career and finance sector. So we start off with in the flow, everything is smooth sailing. So it looks like the month of February, you are going to, maybe have like no obstacles. Whatever you're doing in your career and money sector is just going to kind of continue in a good flow. That's a very positive energy. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Wow, the cards are just popping today. Okay, let's see what we have. My goodness. You have lots of energy, Virgo. You have lots of energy. Okay, let's see if we can just get one. There we go. Watching clouds, lie back, rest and relax. A lot of times this card indicates that it's time to kind of like, you may have been working really hard. And one way to kind of like bring back your creativity and, your zest for what it is that you do is to just lie back and take a breather. And in a way, it's like laying in this hammock and looking at the clouds and just, that childlike wonder of, imagining what the clouds kind of look like. This one looks like an ice cream cone. This one looks like an elephant, whatever. It helps to spark your imagination, your creativity. It helps you with your problem solving. And both of these are really saying that you're in a good position. Like, you don't need to make any drastic changes right now. Everything seems to be, going in a good direction. So let's see what your present energy is. A change in the wind. So yes, you might, this kind of is like, take the gas off take your foot off the gas pedal. That's what I heard. Take your foot off the accelerator. Like, just coast for a little bit. And let things kind of play out the way that they're supposed to. You may have been pushing just a little too hard in your, career and money sector, and it's just time for a little bit of a break. Give yourself, I just saw this. Give yourself a snow day. Just go out and play. And both of these have that like childlike wonder. In a way, you may have been, really serious, really focused on your career. And this is just letting you know you can just sit back and relax for a little bit. Okay, a mirroring motive. So this is your obstacle for this month. So it's kind of like, I think that Spirit's asking you to take a step back and remind yourself of why you are doing what you're doing. Go back and look at the purpose of your work. Why is it that you do it? Because you may have been so caught up in the day-to-day aspects of your job that you're kind of like losing your focus on it. And this is really kind of talking about going back and just kind of relaxing and reminding yourself of why you started on this path. What's the purpose? What are you trying to do? Because I think you just may have lost that vision for a little bit. So your advice is firm foundation. Yes. So going back and looking at the foundation of why you started, a project that you're working on, a business that you've started, a career path that you've taken. If you're looking in your finances, you may have like been really concentrating on saving money for, something specific like a home or something like that. But you may have just like been so overly focused on it that you're losing the reason why. And it can sometimes, when we do that, lead to burnout. But this is definitely a good path for you because they're not asking you to change direction. They're saying, stay on your path, allow some of these changes to come in, but just stay really flexible with everything. So your outcome is rest and rejuvenation. You need a break, Virgo. You've just been working way too hard. It is time for a break. Okay, so let's take a look at the tarot to get a little bit more clarification and see where this is going. Okay, so in your present you have Empress. So gender doesn't matter, but what that's, signifying is that you are a kind of a creative soul, a very nurturing soul. And, once again, sometimes our creativity, our problem solving, our thinking outside of the box can be stifled when we haven't taken time to just relax, be childlike, work with our inner child, go and play. Your creativity side really needs that play in order to stay super creative. So your obstacle is Hierophant. So this is talking about belief systems. It could be rules and regulations within your career sector or your finance sector. But it can also talk about, you may have a spiritual purpose to your work. And once again, you may have started out with something that's for the good of many, your community, the world, a certain sector of the population. You may have started off with this very kind of cosmic spiritual purpose in mind behind what it is that you do every day. And you might have just gotten a little stuck in the 3D, trying to pay the bills, trying to, all the things that we have to do in the real world. And you may have just gotten a little bit stuck in that. And it's time to come back to, why you really did start on this path. So in your advice, you have the Moon, which is, wow. You have 3 major arcana stepping out here right off the bat. So this is huge for you. The Moon talks about that you don't know everything. You don't know how everything is playing out. And especially if they're asking you to take a step back. This is spirit. The Moon also talks about you don't have to know everything. There are things that you may not know that spirit is actually working behind the scenes for things to come together for you. This is a lovely reading. So it means, go ahead and take this break. It doesn't mean that you don't have to work at all. I mean, you could go on a week's vacation or staycation or something, but it just means to take a more relaxed attitude about your career and not to worry that spirit is working behind the scenes. It's almost like you are really working with spirit on some, through your career sector. And they just, sometimes what happens is that you jumped out in front and something else that needs to be coming into line with you hasn't really caught up. So you have to give it a little time for spirit to get those things to come into the same timeline as that you are already on. So you're just taking a little breather. 3 of Fire. So you have a new adventure coming up. This is, really taking action, going out there, getting in your boat. And it could be spirit is saying, you need to rest and relax because we have something new that's on the horizon for you. And we need you to rest and relax so that you're ready for it. Oh, how exciting. Okay, so to clarify, we have the 10 of Wands here. Yeah, I think that this is talking about you are feeling some burden of the everyday, just work type of scenario. It's becoming a burden for you. And that's why I think that they're wanting you to take a break. You are so tied down with these burdens that your creativity side, your Empress energy of being all the queens, being everything, creative, nurturing, um, wonderful and business. You're kind of stifling that in a way because some change needs to be made. You're carrying all of these burdens and you need to rest and relax so that you can either find, a creative way to let go of some of these burdens, or you just take a break so that you're not quite so tired and burnt out. You might be actually almost on the brink of burnt out, being burnt out, or you are burnt out. Two of Cups. Okay, so this is a career and money reading. So Cups in this kind of a reading means that it can be a business partner that comes in, that you're working with. So this could be somebody that you're already working with. And, part of it could be that you're at a little bit of an odds about the reason why you're doing the work that you're doing. Like, it doesn't have to be a major conflict, but it could be that, one of you has a more spiritual stance about the business that you have or the work that you do for a more global good, venture for the world. And the other one is kind of like a little bit more stuck in the money aspect of it, the bottom line, the profits, that type of thing. I have a feeling you're in more the spiritual mode, and this Ten of Wands is talking about maybe a conflict that you have with a coworker, a boss, a partner. It's somebody that you are working with. It could be a client. You may not be seeing eye to eye with a client, and it's really kind of bringing you down. But what Spirit is really letting you know is that they're helping to guide you through this. And also, this is kind of like part of this journey. Okay, so let's see what clarifies the moon, the Emperor. Yes, so look at this. You have the firm foundation. So they're, really working on your foundation. Why is it that you do the work that you do? Understanding that Spirit is helping you along on this path, that you don't need to know all of the answers. Just go ahead and leave some of it up to the universe, because you're going to be stepping into your Emperor attitude. Someone that's a leader, someone that is generous to the ones that they work with, someone that oversees, someone that others look up to, that is kind of inspiring. So this situation that you may be dealing with, keep in mind that people are looking to you for guidance and inspiration as your company or your project continues. Lovely energy, Virgo. Lovely. Okay, so let's see where this goes. Nine of Swords. So you're worried about going out on this new adventure. You may have, this conflict may be making you feel like maybe you want to go out on your own. Or you want to go in a different direction, because this is you leaving, right? Going in a new way. And you may have some concerns about that. Let's pull a couple of more for that, more clarification for the Nine of Swords, please. Justice. Yes, so there's oh my goodness, and the World, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about. What you need to understand is that, your concerns, your anxiety, your worries about, maybe heading in a different direction. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily leaving your job or leaving your partner or something. It could be that, that'll resonate differently with other people, but not to be concerned about your worries. Like, put your worries to the side and realize that Spirit's working on this, because you have justice coming in, you have the World, which means that you're, like beginnings and endings, like, there is something kind of coming maybe to an end. But you have the Page of Cups, and this is an offer from, a client, a new business partner, something. And it could even come back from this. There's somebody, a Page of Cups sometimes means like an apology, especially when you have the Justice card. Like, I think you're on the right path. Somebody that you're working with, I think, doesn't see eye to eye with you. But in the end, they are. They just maybe need a little bit more time to get there. And so that's maybe why you need to just be flexible with everything right now. Allow Spirit to work with them so that they come to your same, kind of thinking. It doesn't mean that you may not have to compromise, because that's part of all relationships. But I do think that they just need a little bit more time to get to the same place that you are. Okay, nature. Go out in nature as much as you can, for its pure creativity can teach you everything you need to know. Yeah, I think it's just really getting back to, putting this like conflict to the side, just being a little bit more, in nature, relaxing, staying grounded, taking care of yourself. The Empress takes care of herself and others, but, using good self-care, loving yourself. A creative flash of inspiration will come to you and quickly give you the perfect solution. There you go. And remember, like I was saying, you don't have to know everything, because Spirit's working. And what's going to happen is they're going to send you like some flash of inspiration. You're going to be like, oh, wow, you're going to be in this hammock. Or I think it's interesting. This is like summer and this is like winter, right? You're going to either be in this sled or you're going to be in the hammock, and you're going to be relaxing. And that is when this creative flash is going to come in. You're going to get a burst of inspiration. When you get away from the day-to-day burdens that you're kind of having to deal with, you're going to get a flash of inspiration. You may be trying too hard to find the solution. Intuition, allow the limitless power of your unconscious mind to answer your problem by using symbols, memories, and hunches. Yes, so Spirit's really trying to work with you through your intuition. And, that is one of the reasons that they're asking you to rest and rejuvenate, so that you can quiet your mind. Try meditation, try being in nature. Quiet your mind, get it off the problem or the situation you're trying to deal with, and the answer will come very quickly. Okay, and the last one, analyze. Your time is well spent analyzing, but only up to where you become too attached to any particular outcome. And that is coming back to going in the flow. And I think I said something earlier about, just being flexible. And you may have to compromise. So don't be too headstrong about what you want the outcome to be, because I think you're going to be happy with the outcome in the end. It's going to go in your favor. It's just that you have to allow it and to come, and allow the other people in the situation to come to the realization of that. Don't push too hard. Don't be too much in this Emperor attitude that you, sometimes the Emperor can be a little bit demanding. And if you're too demanding, or, it's kind of like that my way or the highway type of attitude. If you have too much of that, you can actually push people away. So you don't want to do that. You want to stay kind of flexible and open to listening to others and to your intuition. All right, let's get a final message from the universe. And Virgo, if you have enjoyed this reading, I would appreciate it if you would like this video and maybe even subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you and any support you can give my channel. Okay, so let's see what our final message is. Yeehaw! Oh, that's a nice message, isn't it? I think it comes back to this kind of I think you are going to overcome this and have this wow, it happened. When it comes to choosing who will be in your life, I recommend valuing their yeehaw quality above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us, the universe. And it comes back to this Page of Cups that you have here. I think, recognizing that the people that you work with maybe do have this yeehaw quality about them. Sometimes when we're going through conflict, we want to push away people, but this could be them offering you an apology, or a new chance to revisit something, opening up the lines of communication again. And one of the things I think that you'd like to do is to make sure that you're responding with that same kind of eehaw, right? Like just staying in a positive vibration when you are kind of like working through this situation. Well, I wish you the lots of love and light in this situation and all your situations, Virgo. Bye for now.